Oh, because you said we're going to restart a new one?
I said we're going to do a new link.
Welcome back to Talk Around Riyadh, the Wheel of Time showcast. Take 2, season wrap party. I'm your host, Joe Perry, here with my co-host, Jen Isgro, Tom Kokoza. Also with me is John from What Up, Matt from The Dusty Wheel, and Sarah from What Series. We had some technical difficulties, but we think we figured it out. It looks like the audio is working from what I can tell. Jen, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Joe. I'm furiously sharing the new link on our social media pages, but I am very excited about tonight's Wrap Party Season 3, pretty much in the can, and very excited to talk about some things that might be coming up for us in 18 to 24 months.
Tom, how are you feeling about the wrap on Season 2? 3.
The wrap on Season 3, Joe. I'm feeling I'm feeling pretty good. No, it's exciting. We know a lot of stuff, I think, about what they've been doing with Season 3, but I was kind of surprised that it was wrapping when it was. So I love what we do these things. We have our little celebrations when they wrap up, I guess, main filming, and I'm excited to share this with some of our special friends here tonight.
Yes, John, welcome back, friend of the show. How are you doing? Are you excited? Are you ready to party?
I am ready to get lit. Yes.
Okay. How about you, Matt? Right. How are you feeling about the wrap of Season 3?
Well, I think you had Yosha and Rosamund in interviews talking about Season 3 during Season 2. And just some of the things they were saying, I'm looking forward to getting that part of the story, right? So the fact that, okay, they basically, I mean, I'm still waiting for What Series to confirm your news about this wrap party thing, but knowing that they're basically, finishing up, if not done, at least from principal photography, that's exciting because that means we have, I hope not 24 months. Well, I'm hopeful it's more like, 12 to 18 months of work to do to get that season ready for us.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Like we see it in 2024, maybe early 2025. That's my hope, at least. I would hate that if it was like the fall of 2025. So yeah, it's this is the book, man. Shadow Rising. So I'm excited.
Yeah. How about you, Sarah? How are you feeling about the wrap on Season 3?
I mean, I gotta be that person and say, well, actually, not really rap.
Go ahead,
Still
because
filming.
I want to talk about this. So, right, it's not really they haven't finished filming, right? So what else is going on? What's going on?
Well, they're
Sarah?
going to the South Africa for an undetermined amount of time, but it seems like it'll, from what we've seen from some of like the crew posts and stuff, it seems like it's going to be maybe like a couple months or so, but we don't know who all is going to be there. It definitely doesn't seem to be like the whole main cast, which makes sense if this is where they're going to be doing a lot of the like Aiel waste stuff, which I think is a safe assumption for South Africa. But yeah, still, like, it's really exciting to they got most of it done.
So it's like a rap party basically for a big chunk of the cast and probably crew, right?
Like I'm guessing like pretty much all the Aes Sedai are gonna be done. Anything from the White Tower, all the
Two
Two
Rivers
stuff. That's a huge chunk of the Shadow Rising. So they really just need the key people for the Aielwe stuff. Again, assuming that's what they're filming in South Africa, which I mean, I think that's a pretty safe assumption because Czech Republic doesn't really lend itself to a desert.
Wasn't Aiula part of those rap, those cast rap party photos?
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't mean that just because like she's there, she's not going to be filming anymore, though. I mean, that's I think true. Everybody went to the rap party, regardless of whether they were personally done.
Gotcha.
Maybe she ends up in Two Rivers instead,
with Bane and Chiad and.
Oh my God,
she's Gaul, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, are she and Rand gonna ever get to know each other? Man?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but they've changed some things.
No.
no, they're not changing anything else.
Not.
Going forward,
God,
it's going to be exactly like the books. They just had to work around some stuff, but now
I'm
back
just saying,
on track.
Aiula might be there because, maybe she doesn't.
I will also point out because we have seen some people legitimately like forgetting about this point, but anything they filmed like on a set, like in a studio, was in Prague. So I'm sure there were plenty of studio sets that they had built for,
Yeah,
we'll see what the listeners
stuff that Avienda would be in. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
I've got to pull up Will Avienda, and I missed the D in that. Sorry, typo. Will Avienda go to the Two Rivers? So we'll find out about that.
What do you think? Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Can we do a quick impromptu poll here? Like, who believes Avienda is with Two Rivers?
Ooh,
sorry.
None of us think that.
When What Up and What series are against me, I do kind of wonder.
So I guess the question is, where's Madeline Madden, Yosha? What's going on in their social media? Are they anywhere in South Africa with Moraine, Lan, maybe Lanfear? We don't know.
Ooh.
There hasn't been a whole lot. I mean, to be fair, Natasha O'Keefe like pretty much didn't have a social media presence.
Yeah.
For season 2, so that's not necessarily going to be very helpful. But yeah, I mean, in terms of, we've definitely seen more like, I'm not sure when the actual filming starts in South Africa, but because it's more, we've seen like crew talking about it and scouting and like that type of stuff. So we don't know necessarily when the actual cast are going to be showing up, but. Mm-hmm. Keep an eye out for anything, I guess, that doesn't look European.
Well, I guess we get to have another rap party then after the South Africa filming is done, which is kind of exciting.
Yes.
The after party, Joe, is sometimes even better than the party itself.
So
the after party.
So South Africa is the only new filming location that we know about, right? We know that they were obviously filming in the Czech Republic and Slovenia, which is probably a lot of the Two Rivers type stuff. And South Africa, right? There's no other locations. Like, do we know if they're going to go back to Morocco or Italy at all, or Spain? Anyone?
Haven't seen much sign of that for season 3. I mean, again, you can't confirm, but considering we had a bajillion people and their mothers posting pictures of the filming in Morocco, I think we probably would have known if they had at least done it already. Yeah. No, I mean, maybe they're going to be going there in the future, but honestly, it doesn't really seem that there are plans to go back there.
So that's interesting to me, and this thought just occurred to me right now as you were saying that, right? So that's where Falm was located, and I had to say I've been assuming this whole time that they're going to start season 3 and replace Tyr with Falm, right? And just have like the beginning of this be like what the beginning of the Shadow Rising is in Tyr, except they're just going to move it into Falm. But if they're not filming in Morocco, do you think they're going to start like just okay? The storylines are starting. Like they'll start season 3, and Perrin will be traveling back to the Two Rivers, and Randall already be heading to the Waste, and they'll just skip.
It could also potentially be all like on a set too, like for if they have some stuff, establishing the first episode in Fall. I mean, that could be easily on a downstage set.
Yeah, they could have done a bunch of B-roll filming in Morocco. I mean, they could have also done filming for, just like B-roll footage type stuff when they were doing season 2. Just like, hey, we need some extra wide shots of the area.
I'm gonna grab my food 1 second.
Somebody's visiting. You got to visit.
That just reminded me of that video where the guy was on the news and his like kid came walking in like this behind him. Remember that?
Yeah.
The mom runs in and grabs
like,
her.
Oh yes. Yes. Gotta love this.
So I want to ask this question then. Lady Surah or not? Do you think Surah is dead?
Ooh.
No.
Nope.
No.
So you think we're going to get Surah?
And also we've also established that if we think we saw someone die, that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
So
That's also true. So I close this poll. 74% of the people don't think Avienda's going to the Two Rivers.
I can't believe a big percent that says yes.
Yeah, 25%.
25?
That was negative. 25% believe that she is. So
yeah. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Then I don't know what would happen. Like what Rand goes to the Waste without Avienda, and I don't.
Rand
know.
just has one scene with every girl.
I mean, admittedly,
and then like in like another season, he like starts like actually hooking up with them.
But isn't Avienda?
Yeah, it's just like
no, but Avienda's Rand stuff is not heavy in Shadow Rising. It's in Fires of Heaven, isn't it? So, like, I could have sworn, like, I haven't gone back and looked, but
I think she starts teaching him like Aiel, right? Don't the wise ones already assign her to watch him?
Yeah,
the back half, but it's more the Fires of Heaven is like where that relationship.
I'm just saying they could still somehow, like, if they wanted to still go down that road. So that's if they're going down that road.
I feel like I would put Avienda in Tenchico before I put her in the Two Rivers. That would make more sense to me than putting of those 3 locations. I'd rather her be in Tenchico with Elaine and Nynaeve.
I mean, they already started establishing a relationship with Perrin, so I don't know that's. I mean,
I don't know.
That relationship it has started to be built there, and Bane and Chia.
Crazier things have already happened.
They have.
True.
So
they definitely have.
So Jen, you mentioned Tenchico, right? We only know, right, that there are 3 locations: Czech Republic, Slovenia, and South Africa. I would think Tenchico would be somewhere in South Africa, potentially, not the Aiel Waste, but I mean, they were in Morocco. I thought that would make perfect sense for the Aiel Waste, but where's Tenchico then? Where are they filming that?
It could have been on a set somewhere too. I mean, they used the back lot, one of the back lots in Prague for the Kyrian sets. Which is, fine for like if you're just in a city, you don't really necessarily need the surrounding area and stuff. I mean, it could be there.
A lot of Tenchico was filmed in Jordan Studios. I'll say that much.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh,
not all of it, but a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, Tarvalon was on a set too, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and the rest was CGI, right? All the wide shots were CGI.
The backgrounds, yeah.
So are we gonna is Tenchico like the wide shots of Tenchico, the city? Like Kyrien, we only got really one shot, right, of Kyrien, like one establishing shot of the scope of the city, and it wasn't even. It wasn't that.
Just
big
like a
either.
shot up from like the ground. It wasn't like a.
So is that
and you saw the whole city from Kinslayer's dagger at one point, but
that's like a smudge on a screen. Yeah, like we got
get a bigger screen. I don't know what to tell
for Falm. We got a lot of wide shots and drone shots. Like and I would think you'd get something like that with Tenchico because it's on the water as well. And are they going to be traveling by boat? Are we going to get any boat traveling?
Bail Doman.
I hope he comes back.
And
it has more than 3 lines.
Right. I'm sorry. I feel like if he was just in the first episode, I'd be like, oh, that's like for the fans. But the fact that they brought him back at the end does give me hope that like, oh, he might be like a recurring character. He might show up and
maybe he's the one that saves Surah.
Maybe. They didn't have time to show us the horn being found, but they had time to bring back Bail Doman, so he must be important.
Honest, though,
During
That's what
the
they
scene
chose
with him,
to like. Yeah.
convenient character to have around, right?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Like conveniently,
He is-
like, oh, this is how that person got there, and
Yeah.
they did it on a ship. Yeah.
I think he was the reason. I think the reason they used him was to give us a hint what's happening with one of the storylines. Because when Lanfear talked to him, she talked about dumping these things in the deepest, darkest part of the ocean, the seals, and that was the male Adam. So I don't think we're getting the Abu Dar storyline, or it's going to be merged into Chanchiko instead. I don't think we're getting both.
We've talked about that.
I
We talked
agree.
about that recently, like the potential to merge those two storylines. Kids, they're similar in, right? They're going to find Tirangriel or Angriel. Mogedian's there involved. And
Black Aja.
Black Aja. And it's
Yeah,
and it gets the city goes into chaos of some kind.
yeah.
Every time they leave a place, it goes into chaos.
One in the first city you have White Cloaks, and then another city you have Sean Chen. So that's the main difference. And I guess one city you have Matt, and one city you don't. And Tom, right? Matt and Tom and Julian. But Tom, no wait, Tom
and Jacob Carradine is in
Tom
both
and Julian
places, right?
Tom and
he's
Julian
in-
are
is he in
both.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Tom and Julian are both, and Jacob Carradine is in both.
Jacob
right?
Carradine is both. So
Definitely,
Matt,
yeah,
the
so.
uncommon denominator is Matt, and the Sean Chen White Cloaks change. So that'll be interesting what they do. I mean, the White Cloaks are all right. So I don't want to get into characters. I guess all right. So let's just jump into the characters. I'm going to bring this up. I got a bunch of characters that we know are actors that we know are going to be in season 3. Some of them we know who they're playing. Some of them we don't. So give me a second. I'm going to bring these up. All right. The first one here is Shora Agdashlu, who I have question marks, but I think we all know who she's playing. John, you were the one I think who found this one out first, right?
Yes, yeah, she is playing Elida.
Hello, we have a guest.
Oh, is that Roof Mistress Leia?
Yes, it is.
Fabulous royalty robe.
I love how someone just wanders in with a mustache and a tiara.
That's Ogier Khan.
It's an interesting combination.
And a
What is that?
3D printed Mimo
Chibi.
chibi. I was
that
going to
is-
say emoji, but
Oh my
emoji is the
god,
wrong
that
word.
is cool. We're getting
I
visits.
thought
from
that was a
Threefold Talk
Forsaken
here.
statue.
Yeah, it's one of the little idols.
Yeah.
Who says it's not, Jen?
It could be.
We've got so Shora Agdashlu as Elida. What role is Elida going to play in this season? We think we get Camelin scenes, right, John? I think was it you or I might have
It was
been
Watt
Sarah-
series.
Watt series, right? Who found out that she was on a set. Oh, and we got more people. She was on a set dressed with the Lions of Andor on it. So I think that's pretty good confirmation that she's going to be Elida. But what role is Elida going to play in this? Are we going to get the
I think she's gonna like hear about what's going on in the tower with like Swan's whole thing in episode 7 where she fails epically, and she's gonna be just like, what the fuck? I have to go back there and get this.
I think we'll see the coup. Yeah.
yeah. Do you think
I
that's
noticed. I was rewatching. I'm rewatching season 1 right now, and I noticed that when Swan's out of the tower in season 1 and season 2, she's in Camelin both times. So I'm wondering if
Yeah.
like there's a reason why she keeps going there that might come
Yeah.
up involving
trips-
Elida.
2 trips to Camelin in 6 months? It seems like a lot, right?
Yeah.
Maybe her and Elida have a thing.
Mm.
Oh no.
She's
Oh,
cheating on
no.
Moraine. She's cheating
Oh
on Moraine.
boy.
That's why
I also
Moraine,
think there's
that's why
a
Moraine
there's
left her for dead.
a potential like, well, where's the daughter heir,
Right. Yeah.
Amerlin? Like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, I think that could be like the
How can you lose a person?
Well, she was.
that could be the igniting factor into Elida. Like, I think the show has done a better job of giving you reasons why people would want to overthrow the Amerlin. You know?
Take out Shiriam's book. She's at Gowan's birthday party.
Oh,
What do
that's
you
why
mean?
she was there. Yes.
Right here, my book.
It went through a party.
It's just Gowan sitting at a table alone with a birthday hat on.
Sad.
It's blasphemy about my favorite character.
Oh boy. But
I can definitely see one of the initial scenes being Elida showing up in Tarvalon.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, don't necessarily go back to Camelin. Have the Camelin stuff be with Morgaze and others, but do we know that Elida was shooting a Camelin scene, I guess? Do we know that? Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was that they could only be described as Camelin. So
Okay. Yeah.
no.
Okay.
now we don't know if maybe it's a flashback or whatever, but
It makes sense to start there though, and then she heads back to the White Tower.
Well, and then
We know we have
Narek
Galad.
shared the photos of the
Definitely.
bloody warders and the blood all over the walls of the tower and
Yeah.
whatnot too. So it's a pretty good argument that the coup is going to happen as well.
Oh, I forgot about that photo. Yeah, it makes sense.
Mhm.
This would be a great way to introduce Gowan and Galad and get them back, get them to the White Tower as well. Like they can go with
They
Elida
save
to the
everyone.
White Tower,
Yeah.
right? And
I'm
oh, it's Charnice.
Bye.
Hey, Journey.
I'm wanting color.
great. People coming through here. It's gonna be great.
This is really a party, everybody. We promised a party, and you got one.
What the
We got people
I
coming in.
forgot you guys were in the same spot. That freaked me out for a second.
Who learned to
I'm loving these
travel?
mustaches. I'm loving these mustaches. All right, next
Now
up.
go into the
Oh,
other
can you give
4
me a mustache?
boxes.
Next up,
if
we
one
know
of them
that
comes into my room, that's gonna be
Alexander Villaume was filming, and he also wrapped his filming. So Tom Maryland's gonna be back. Tanchico, is he going to be going to Tanchico with the girls? How did they get back in there? How does he get back in the story though? Or is it going to be like he's just
I mean,
there?
how does Tom always get back in the story?
Just
He shows up.
Think about
Just
think of all the times that Tom gets back in the story.
dawdles a lane on his
Always-
knee.
Morgaze sends him a
always- he's
message
always
to go
working,
save her
you know?
daughter.
Okay,
He's
so
always working some angle.
Like that.
he's just in Tanchico is probably what's going to be happening. But he doesn't know.
He'll be there. Yeah.
How does he get introduced to whoever's,
If
let's
he's
say,
in-
Elena Nynaeve? Well, Elaine's met him, I guess.
yeah. He
Yeah.
can just know Elaine and be
Yeah.
like, "I'm gonna watch out for you."
Yeah, they've got that connection. I think that's a good built-in.
These
easy way.
are Michael Livingston,
Yeah.
Dr. Michael Livingston
That's
mustaches.
I've seen Michael Livingston. I don't think his mustache looks quite like that.
It is quite. It's
It's
What?
very close. It's very close.
That's like a Laurel and Hardy
feel like
mustache
yours
you got
better.
going there, Matt.
I think they're both doing
Yeah.
like Poirot cosplay, is what I thought.
You look like you need like big dumbbells with like giant balls on the end. You know what I mean? Like the old timey
Yes,
ones.
that's it.
I've decided mustaches looks good on you, but
Unibrow?
not on me.
And Mel sporting the unibrow mustache there, going there. How's it going over there?
Hey,
Earpiece.
yeah, I'm just being an L, like you do.
He's stealing your AirPods.
Are you excited, Mel, that Tom Maryland's going to be in season 3, that he's back?
Hot. That sounds hot.
Hot Tom. Hot Tom.
Yeah, that's a good headshot, I gotta say.
Think he's
Nice
gonna sing
headshot.
to us.
I
Do you
think-
guys think? Do you guys think that Swan and Moraine are like done after that
Yes.
ultimate betrayal?
Yes, I don't think they ever see each other again.
But
I think so because it'll be very tragic. And everyone
the
loves it.
Amerlin still has to be Moraine's downfall. I don't think that counted as being her downfall.
I don't think
I-
that Amerlin is who.
Okay, which Amerlin?
Yeah.
Another Amerlin has
I
to
think
be
it's
her
Elida, yeah.
downfall.
Elida.
But how is she her down? I don't know how they're gonna work
She's
that
gonna
out.
she's gonna put a bounty out on her or something, or banish her from the tower. Well, I mean, all the blues get right. All the blues get kind of ousted from the tower, and she's included in
Yeah.
there. Maybe they put a ransom on her head or something because
I don't think Elida's the Amerlin either. I think
Oh,
I think it's going
Hot
to be.
take.
I think it's going to be Moraine is. I think if they're going to follow the same thing that happens in the books, like it's going to be a thing where Egwene does something to force Moraine to have to get involved. Like Egwene's supposed to like stay undercover and she tries to get, she tries to help. and that's what causes Moraine to like have to do it. I think they're gonna go that route. I think Egwene is the Amyrlin that's the downfall, and that's the only thing I could like. It won't be purposeful. I think it'll be, Egwene thinks she could take on Forsaken, and she can't, and then Moraine has to get involved. This is a huge party now.
This
Look
is
at
a
this.
great party. Look, we got
There's
Brian
so many people.
Lehman now here. We got Doyne here.
Brian's here.
What's up,
Uh-oh.
guys?
Getting a little
Brian, how do you think they're
internet
going to integrate Tom Maryland into season 3?
So I think he's going to run into Matt in the bar. He's going to be like, "You no," and then they'll cut to credits.
He finds Matt in a bar.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
that's how Tom Maryland comes in.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Nice.
That's a good guess. That's a good way to go. You definitely find the two of them in a bar. So I'm going to move on to the next set of characters here. Now I grouped these together, probably mistakenly, but we've got Luke Featherston, who we don't know who he's playing, and then we got Callum Kerr, who's playing Galad. You see what I'm trying to do here?
No idea.
Can you explain it?
I think Luke Featherston is playing Lord Luke. That's why I put him here with Galad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A little on the nose there.
No.
Joe.
Anyone think that Luke Featherston is Gowan?
Yeah, they don't look good on me.
I don't know. I have no
It's a
idea.
little tricky because he's almost like more handsome than Callum Kerr.
He's pretty. He's too pretty, right?
I think Callum Kerr is going to look really good in the show. Like, he's very handsome. And I think on the show, he's going to look much better even than that.
Yeah.
I have like hope.
He looks
for
like handsome Squidward.
handsome Squidward. I don't even know how to wrap my brain around that sentence. I can't picture what that would look like. Why do you think it's like
Google handsome Squidward and you'll see. Yeah, the jaw.
Oh,
100%
see, these
the
are
jaw.
real things that you're saying. You didn't just make up.
Yes, it's a real thing.
Actually,
It's
a
a
thing.
real thing.
Now I have to look.
Like the mouse from Kim Possible.
Yes,
John
well, that was
watches
That's right.
a lot lot of cartoons.
Handsome.
I actually do
Handsome
think
Squidward is the first thing that came up when I put. Oh my God, you're kind of right. Everybody,
Wow, I
Google that.
looked this up now. I've never seen
Oh,
this.
it's
I can't get this
freaking
stupid
creepy,
little
but his
pocket
head,
thing.
yeah, he does have a very like
Yeah.
square
Very
head.
square
But
yeah.
situation.
Yeah. He could be like Steve from Minecraft.
Just a
I mean, Luke, Gowan's also supposed to be really good looking. It's just he's not as good looking as Galad.
Yeah.
Like no
But
one's.
Luke
good
looks so
looking.
much like Yosha that it's kind of
He does look a
Kinda
lot.
uncanny.
Yeah, I actually do think because that's the reason I think he is Lord Luke because he looks so much like Yosha.
Like if he's not Galad, then. But
So and
I've been wrong.
and if I understand correctly, do we know how many episodes we're getting?
I think
It's
Rafe
8,
said
yeah.
8, right?
I think so.
8
yeah.
episodes to cover 2 rivers, Aya Waste, the coup, and 10 Chico
They could do it.
with an Camelin interlude.
No credits.
This is-
Matt, you're also
can do
forgetting the stuff from the book that's not in the book that they're going to put in there too. So
Right.
Mhm.
You got to figure there's at least one episode that's completely just stuff
New
that they
stuff.
write that's not in the books at all.
What's that plot?
But
What are you
I mean,
gonna
honest, like those are really cool things. So it seems like we'll probably have like a season of like, yeah. I mean, this is a lot of. I mean, the Shadow Rising is something to pull off. So
It better be 2-hour
It won't be
So
boring.
That's all I'm
there's
saying.
for sure.
somebody in chat, Ryan Patrick, is saying, "What if he's Janduin? And what if Rand sees
Ooh.
Janduin when he goes to Roydian?
Ooh, I
That
like
would-
that.
Like,
Okay,
be
accept
more
it.
interesting
Is
than
this any
random-
better?
Mm.
want the side plot to be like?
This is not better, is it? You know, I feel like this is not working for me.
I kind of like that.
I like
I
the
don't know.
twirls.
Yeah.
You just got to play with
Yeah.
your mustache a lot.
Mm.
Maybe
It's
if
very,
you
I don't know.
it's very close in
Turn the
chat.
camera.
We've got a
Excited that
48-52
the
going right
season
here.
3 side plot is going to be Rue Arcanus.
Yeah.
Just doing shenanigans.
Hanging out.
Those two.
We need some good Aiel stuff. So
I don't know. Maybe.
I really hope we get a lot of Aiel stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I hope so too. It's a lot of stuff to cram into the season. I can't believe they're just going to do book 4.
I'm
mostly.
super worried. because there is so much to cram in.
It's a lot. Book
There's
four
going to be
is
a lot
a
of
lot.
leaps. It's going to be a lot of leaping, a lot of jumping.
Yep.
I'm going to close this poll because it's so close right now. And I have to, oh no, it's 32 votes. I got to wait for one more person to vote. We can't leave it like this.
Come on, what's everybody else in chat doing? Vote.
I would vote, but I don't have my phone.
It's like went from rap party to ogre con party.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, we're just
Sherbet Mango. Hello. All right, 33
What
votes.
do you
I'm
think?
closing the poll.
It's okay.
it looks good. The mustache looks good.
Ooh,
This one's
no.
better. This one.
51%.
See, this is kind of like what's that eyeglass thing where they
Yeah,
like
it looks
show you what you look at
Monocle.
so you can know what you
It looks like Boris and
The Monopoly guy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
monocle.
Looks like the Pringles can, kind of.
Yeah.
51%
never gonna
of
grow
the
a mustache.
audience think that Luke
Joe,
Featherston
take
is
control.
going. I'm just going to mute everybody. I need a mute button. Like on Around the Horn. All right, next up we got here Isabella Buccieri. Fail.
Isabella Buccieri.
Playing Faile Bashir.
Fail is showing up. I mean, it's on like again, like all the people that are going to be showing up for the Aiel Waste, and then we have the Two Rivers stuff. I love they're going back to the Two Rivers, getting Fail in. Tenchigo, Tom's coming back. I mean, yeah, this is why we actually love this story.
Because,
Right?
because of Fail?
Fail's going to be introduced in the show.
She's my second favorite character.
That figures.
What's that supposed to mean?
Gowan and
Wow.
Fael.
Gowan and Fael, John. Come
Just
on.
all the toxic people.
Then it's like number 3 is Cooladin, and then
Galena.
And,
Or Savannah. Sorry, Savannah.
Wow.
Savannah's next.
Savannah. Oh, yeah.
Who's the
So
guy
can't
on
forget
the
about
ship?
Savannah.
With Bale Dobin.
Oh,
Lauren
Gleb.
Gelb.
Florin Gelb.
Florian
Gelb.
Gelb.
All you came all late. Oh,
That's just the name. It was created to be
There.
bad.
He's a big Florian Gelb fan.
look, y'all came late to the party of Lanfear being awesome. Maybe we're all late to the party of Fael being awesome.
Yeah, I
think,
feel like I'm
you know.
gonna like Fael more on the show than I
If we
do. I
like
hope they
the
fix her a little bit.
Forsaken as much as we do, yeah.
would
I don't
be
want them to
int-
fix her. I want her to be exactly like she is in the book. I want her to just be like terrible. It's going to be amazing.
John's in it for like the reality show television aspect of.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Fael's
can't, it's going to be
character.
like watching the Real Housewives of Two Rivers. It's going to be amazing.
I want to say that like Fael and a group of other hunters for the horn, like got waylaid in the Two Rivers and are like trying to like defend it before Parent shows up, and that's how they meet.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think she's either going to be in the Two Rivers already when he gets there, or he's going to meet her on the way back to the Two Rivers. Maybe there's like a Trolloc attack or something, ambush, and they get in a scuffle and meet.
He's gonna like knife a whole bunch of people.
He's just going to murder people
Well,
because that's what Perrin does.
We've heard
Cold-blooded.
the Taim, right? Haven't we heard? We've heard the name Taim, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
So maybe we get something with Taim and Fael, as in like they do a
Oh.
Taim connection some way. I don't know.
Is that just
Oh,
because of
maybe
the AI in their names, like Fael and Taim?
Well,
Is that
no,
why you're
he's
doing
They're
that?
from
he's
the
from
same
Saldea.
country.
Maybe it's like
Yes.
maybe her father encourages her to leave Saldea because it's like
Unsafe.
it's unsafe.
Yeah.
And instead
Like
of instead of going where he tells her, she decides to like be a hunter for the horde instead.
Do we get a Davram Bashir appearance in this season? Is that what you're proposing?
No, I
Tom?
think you
Yeah.
let that simmer for a little bit.
Okay.
Also, as Matt I think has made reference, we're already introducing 500 new characters this season.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
that
new
works.
They all get
characters,
two lines.
speaking
That's
of
it.
new characters, there's one in this one, but the reason I put these together, right? So we did talk a little bit about the Tower Coup already, right? So we got Sophie Okonedo and Jennifer Chiang Garcia coming back. We've got Rebecca Root, who's listed as Keeper of the Chronicles, Lelaine Akashi, and obviously we know Lelaine. By the way, this is full spoilers. I didn't think I said it at the beginning, but we're full spoilers. Why is she listed as Keeper of the Chronicles?
Flashbacks.
To what's the flashback?
I have
Paint the
no
picture
idea.
for
I'm
me,
just
Matt.
good at that.
You might as well just say Teleran Riyadh.
Freudian.
That is
No.
Accepted test.
What I mean by like testing, yeah, I mean but it's true, right? I mean, how many new characters we were introduced to a bunch of new characters that way through the accepted test. So I think you could. We were told that they're going back to the testing room, so maybe it's related to that.
Oh, I want to put up a vote.
We know that.
I know there's a lot of people who debate whether Elaine's going to take.
Because Egwene in Egwene's testing, doesn't she? It wasn't one of the tests that she is Amerlin.
Yes.
Yes.
And that she has a key. Has she have a keeper that's like been stilled or something? I'm trying to remember like what the test is.
I think the Black Azure pull her down, and they.
Yeah, the keeper like turns the Black Azure get the keeper to like help them. I think somehow by threatening her. I can't remember exactly how.
This could be the keeper of the Chronicles in Egwene's testing.
I like it. Does that mean we're not getting? Does that mean this is Lelane's role for the show? Like she's just going to show up in an accepted test, and she won't be her character later on.
There's too many Aes Sedai and Saladar, or in the entire show. They're not going to have all those Aes Sedai with names. There just aren't.
Shiriam could do it. I think she could take the role of most of them.
Well, what is she going to have a bunch of conversations with herself? Like,
no, there'll be a couple, but there's like
walk-on extras. I mean, like just people.
Yeah, a ridiculous amount of Aes Sedai. We're not going to have that many.
No, we're not going to get the Saladar 6.
She's not in the Saladar 6.
No, I know, but you're saying there's going to be a lot.
Right, maybe you'll get those, and then that's it. You know, maybe like one other.
Get 3.
Old
no
one.
more.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you get the Saladar 3. Yeah.
Who's the Saladar?
I mean, Morel already doesn't need to be in it, so get her out.
Shiriam.
She's done. We have Shiriam.
Whoever else. Carlinia and Movrin.
Bayonin.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're all out.
I love all those girls.
Just
Bayonin's my fave.
Bayonin.
Do you think they're going to have to? So just from viewership numbers and keeping this show in the discussion, do you think they're going to try to kind of rush out season 3? What I mean by that is like put a lot of pressure to get this done as soon as possible to get Wheel of Time back out next year, because you wait 2 years and you're going to lose interest, if you will. And so I kind of wonder if the viewership numbers with maybe the hope is like the strike is over and actors can talk about it and they roll it out by the end of next year if possible, and kind of keep some of that momentum, because 2 years is a long time, I think, to go.
I think the likelihood of us getting it next year is probably as likely as us getting good merchandise.
Never know.
That's sad.
I mean, the sweatpants are good and all, but that's pretty much all they have.
The robe is really soft.
The robe is soft, so I can confirm. I felt it this today.
It's a very soft robe. Oh boy. So Amazon shows have been releasing, like, I'm just thinking like Invincible just finally came back. Like, well, when did that first season end? It feels like years ago. And even Upload, there was a long time in between. I feel like Amazon
Upload was a very long time. I think it's 3 years almost.
That's 30-minute episodes, that show, and with like not really much CGI or anything to it. I mean, I feel like Amazon doesn't really give a shit, and I watch these shows and I kind of don't care that they're back. Like Invincible came back last week, Upload came back a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't even watched them yet. And I watched the previous seasons, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it.
I forget everything after 2 years, and I'm like, oh, I can't just like rewatch the whole show again.
Yeah. There's too many shows, too many good shows.
But other shows, no.
Yeah, there's so much competition out there. That's a great point, John. Like, it's like, I already started watching another show in the interim, and I'm just going to watch that one instead. Like, I feel like I don't know if Amazon gets that yet, or if they have any numbers that support that shows that take longer to come out in between seasons don't do as well.
I don't know. I think all Amazon cares about is a completion rate, and that's it. They don't care about anything else.
I think to Matt's original question, if I were if I were involved, if I was a showrunner or a producer on the show, like I would be pushing to get it out as quickly as possible. I think like people,
I'm
like,
sure
I
they
think,
are 100%.
right? I think it's more along the line. Like, I think the suits don't necessarily care, but like, I think, this show has been hit by so many different horrible things that have impacted it, with the pandemic, and then, this one came out during the strike and no one could do any promotion for it. And like, it's still doing, I think, fairly well for that, but they have an opportunity to really have this break big if they can do it in the right way. And I really do fear, like, if it's closer, if it's 18 months plus until we see season 3, like, anybody who's not a diehard is gonna have to be convinced to try and watch this again.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be really to their detriment.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going to come out in the interim as well. Like, there might be some new show that comes out on Netflix or Hulu or something that's all of a sudden becomes really hot, and everyone's just like, you know what? What's Wheel of Time? I'm busy into this now.
Maybe the second season of Rings of Power will be good.
Or One Piece.
Oh,
One Piece season 2 comes out at the same time. One Piece is great.
Maybe we'll get Stranger Things finally coming out too. That's like the only show that could do something like that, where they can take long breaks at this point.
Yeah, I feel like, to do that, you really have to be like something that's just a huge culture phenomenon, like Game of Thrones or Stranger Things or
Sopranos, I think, did it. Yeah.
Situation.
And a lot of those shows.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, those
like
shows.
6 years between seasons.
Yeah, but all the shows that did it like in the later seasons when they were really big and established already, and there was you weren't going to get drop off at this point. It's a little too early to do stuff like this, I think. So I don't know. Maybe they're aiming too high. I'm going to end this poll. It looks like 69% of you think that Egwene is going back to the White Tower for her accepted test.
Wow.
I think so too. I'd bet on that. All right, next group of people here.
Well,
go ahead, Matt. Finish your thought.
I was going to say coup. So you have, you obviously have Leanne. We have Leandrin, and then we have kind of this notion of the search for Black Aja. We have Moghedien coming in. We have a coup. So I really wasn't like a believer of Egwene going back to the tower, but if they introduce like Black Aja hunt, you could get a short interlude back at the tower, really short. She becomes, she does her testing, and immediately either they go on their own and they choose to leave on their own to go do like after the Black Aja, or because like if you have the coup also, there's so many. Oh man, yeah.
So I have a question for you, Matt. Do you think time jump again to cover some of this stuff and have it happen off screen?
I mean, you have to time jump Egwene back to the tower, right? You would have to, if you're going to take Egwene to the tower, she has to be there. You can't do, and so if she's there, then you have to have, you could do something with Perrin that he's on the way, or you could have some event that drives him towards the Two Rivers, because it's okay that he's not there right at the beginning. He doesn't need to be in the Two Rivers at the beginning. So, but yeah, I think you have to time jump this again.
So I have a question. I'm curious what you guys think about, speaking of going back to the tower. Do you think that the girls will be there for the coup? And that is what prompts them to leave. Maybe they think the coup was because of Black Aja or something like that.
No, I think my guess would be that they would come after the coup. The reason being is then you could have whoever is Amerlin then like create like there could be some antagonistic development between the new Amerlin and these and Egwene and Elaine. So that's how you could kind of create some of that. I think if they're there already, if it takes too much time. So I would imagine post they arrive after. Oh man, I don't know.
So if Egwene goes to the tower, does she not go to the Aiel?
I feel like she has to go to the Aiel.
Right, and Rand's not going to wait around for her, and she's not going to go there by herself. I don't see how she goes to the tower. Like, Rand's not going to like go and get her and go, come on, the Aiel want us.
I also feel like
maybe she goes, but it's Elaine's testing, not Egwene's.
That'd be cool.
They could go back if they do a time jump in the beginning. Sorry, Jen. I just really
It's
quick.
okay. It's okay.
They can, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I feel like the way things ended between Swan and Moraine, like for Swan to like take Nynaeve and be like, "Hey, I want you to go hunt Black Ops." I feel like Nynaeve is like a Moraine, like Moraine brought her there, so maybe like would Swan even want to bring her under her wing and like ask her to do something for her? Like I almost feel like Nynaeve and Elaine would go after Leandrin on their own because of what happened. Like they might not even need Swan to send them.
Right. And I feel like they also like put that scene in this thing where they have the rings of the Aes Sedai who are like they don't need to go back to get accepted rings. They could just go with those rings that they have and pretend to be Aes Sedai out in the world.
Well, okay, you mentioned that. I don't think I have her picture here. We're not even talking about these people yet. But Rima, right? The actress who played Rima is going to be in this season 2, which is interesting because last we saw she was collared. Do we have? I don't think we have any other indication of Sean Chen. So I'm wondering how she plays a role in this too. I don't know if she gets freed or if
Bail Demont.
Bail Doman maybe his interaction with her. That's interesting is in the well too. And we have but we have these people, right? We have Kate Fleetwood's back. We got Joel's back. There's a common denominator here with these 4 people. 3 of them are Black Aja, and 1 of them is likely a dark friend. We have Istvan mentioned. So are we going to get the Black Aja fleeing the tower? The 13, it's probably going to be less than 13 in the show. It's going to be 8. Yeah,
Eight's the number now.
It's going to be 3. It's these 3 people, and that's it. Are we going to have them fleeing the tower? I feel like we're going to get something like that, and they're going to be in Tanchico. And it's a good point, Tom. Like, does Nynaeve go after her on her own? But I don't know. I don't know how that works. It's really interesting how they're going to make it work. We're probably not going to like the way they do make it work, though. I could say that. But
to be honest, though, regardless of how they do make it work, I feel like it's going to be like a believable thing that Nynaeve would want to do that.
Yeah.
I think we kind of have set that up well. So
after she like
that's good.
took her under her wing and everything and like try to bond with her to be like and then she's
and they had that conversation in the ways where Nynaeve's like confronting Leandrin about it. So they definitely set.
And I like how they handled. I mean, you just said, Joe, that we won't like it. I don't know. I liked Kyrian. I liked Moraine, Rand, and Kyrian. Yeah. Even though it wasn't how it happened in the books, I thought they did a good job with Kyrian. So I'm not putting it past that with this many. Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces, but
I think how they introduce is going to be really good. Like, in the middle parts will be good, but the end, they're not good at endings, in my opinion. So I don't think I'm going to like how the season ends myself.
Well, if you end I mean, look, this one's, oh man, you don't have a metaphysical like hero battle that you have to worry about, or like a dragon in the sky. You do have a little bit of Rand set up, but the IO Waste stuff doesn't have to be like crazy metaphysic type stuff. Two Rivers doesn't
dragon
have to.
At the Golden Bowl.
You can. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be like. In other words, of all the endings so far, I would take the Eye of the World. That's just messy in the books. The Great Hunt. That's, like I said, that they tried to kind of mix that heroes with the Sean Chen kind of piece. But this one, if you have Nynaeve, you could have a Nynaeve Mogedian showdown to end that, and having a Two Rivers showdown, that should be pretty straightforward. And then having an Aiel Waste Couladin maybe showdown, and then having a tower related showdown. I don't know. I would say of all the 3 seasons, I have the most confidence that this is one that they could pull off in a way that can be satisfactory.
I'm gonna give you a little hot take here. This is it's a little off. This might be a loony theory here, but it might be a little too plausible because it's the TV show. So I'm going to make a prediction now that we don't get the Nynaeve, since they're shrinking the amount of Forsaken. We're not going to get the Nynaeve Mogedian, arch nemesis because they've already built that up with Leandrin, and I think we're going to get, instead of a Nynaeve Mogedian, battle at the end of this season, we're going to get a Nynaeve Leandrin battle instead. And the two of them are going to be at odds through the entire series, because Mogedian can fill other roles of other Forsaken. Maybe she's hiding in the tower for some of the series and filling that kind of Masana role. So there you go. That's my hot take.
Hot take.
You heard it here.
I mean, it's not a bad hot take. I just don't like it because
Yeah.
I love Nynaeve's rivalry with Mogedian.
A lot of people are going to be mad about
But
that.
Well,
They do love Kate Fleetwood, though.
it's a hot take, and here we go.
I do
There you
kind of
go.
like the
Hot
idea
take.
because like Mogedian said at the end of season 2 that like, they're ours now. All 5 of them are, and I kind of am like wondering if they're gonna have like each of them has like their own like personal Forsaken antagonist or something. That's just like their never
Personal
my own emotional
Forsaken.
Yeah.
the opposite of that.
So Rand has obviously Asmodia.
Yeah.
Who's a Mogedian Nynaeve versus Mogedian Egwene? I would think Mogedian Nynaeve. Who else would you say? Who
sends
would you give it for?
who sends Slayer to the Two Rivers?
So you can.
I don't remember.
I like that. If, you throw it out there. I like Grendel. Grendel saying like, I'm not going to get involved fighting one of these people. I'll send someone to do that.
Yeah.
And having like, at least for this season, like one of them sends Slayer out as a parent.
Slayer was a hunter for the horn, or he pretended to be, right?
Right.
So Samael, maybe.
Yeah, Alien Hunter of the Horn.
Yeah.
And
Like
like
that.
honestly, Lanfear could be like Egwene, like an antagonist for Egwene too. I mean, I know it's not really a thing in the books, but
Well,
they
her
definitely set up her, just super like jealous ex-girlfriend vibes with Rand. And like she's seen Egwene, she knows that Rand has feelings for Egwene because he's like, can I go to her dream? Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I would actually be really shocked the way they ended season 2. Maybe this is my hot take, and I don't want this to be true because Lanfear owned season 2 appropriately. But I don't think that they can do Natasha O'Keefe in season 3 like they did in season 2 with all the Forsaken that they have. I think she's going to play like a spoiler role. I think she's going to show up like in a couple spots, maybe kind of being behind the scenes, defending these people against other Forsaken because she's playing the Forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
But my guess is she's not going to be a front and center role in season 3.
Think they're gonna have Keely, like in the waist, another actress.
I think you're gonna. Yeah, maybe this is where they might introduce masks and Lanfear even more, where you kind of wonder where Lanfear is versus you always see Lanfear in scenes. I that's my hot take. I think that's what they're gonna do.
No, it makes perfect sense because she is hiding as somebody else. So it would make sense to just have another actress in there playing this role, and then at the end she just maybe you get like a scene of her and Tel'Aran'rhiod talking with the Forsaken or something, but nothing big like you're saying, Matt. I agree. I think.
By the way, I just realized my hot take was book canon.
Yeah.
That is a hot take for the show nowadays.
My hot take is they're gonna do it very book-like.
And the one person I wanted to point out here is Raksha, who's playing Cheyenne. Cheyenne is she's a lady who gets killed by Millie Skane, and then Millie Skane takes on her persona. She engages in identity theft.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
I know it's not a joke, but we're getting some Dark Friend action here, which is good. I like that we're going to be meeting some more Dark Friends who aren't Aes Sedai, so that's going to be fun. And I think there's more coming up too. So, so I mentioned we talked about Nyakobi, right, coming back as Rima. I'm really interested to see what kind of role she's going to play. I don't know if was she actually filming too, right, Sarah? That this is like it's not like they're just going to show a clip from the previous season.
Yeah, and she was, as far as we know, she's in season 3 in some form. I guess we don't know exactly how that's going to be, but it seems like she's going to actually have some scenes. I'm wondering if like Nynaeve's goes to like break her out of the kennels after they take Fawn.
Well, that's a good question.
be
Like,
nice.
where was she?
Nynaeve gets her moment that she didn't get in season
Yeah.
2.
Probably wasn't out fighting because she wasn't like tamed yet.
Was she on one of the boats, you think? Or she was just in the kennels locked up and she's just going to get freed?
I would assume she was in the kennel.
I mean, if they could just start with she's free, like they're like, oh, we freed her from the kennels and that's it.
Yeah.
She's free. And she.
I would like it better since you had made mention before of possibly combining the Tanchiko and the Ebudar storylines. If it ends the season, like the cat, like at some point in this season, the Shanshan, you realize the Shanshan is still around and she's just a Damani there.
Blowing shit up.
Yeah.
She's like part of the return. Like they return at
There's
the end of
another
the season and she's there.
tidal wave that comes up at the end.
Yeah, she's just doing another tidal wave. It's a
Well,
hurricane.
they
this
did
time.
water and they did fire. It'll have to be wind or
Yeah. Just a
A typhoon. We'll get
typhoon.
twister.
Yeah.
All right. We have our White Cloaks and Padden Fane, right? We've got Abdul Solis returning, Jay Duffy returning. John, you, I think, put a video out recently about Jared Dorick, who's playing Jacob Carradine, another known Dark friend, spoiler alert. And then I put Johan Myers in here because, right, in book 4, Padden Fane is in the Two Rivers with Dane Bornhold. So Padden Fane's been very different in the show than he has in the book. So I'm curious as to what everybody here thinks they're going to be doing with Padden Fane in season 3 and even going forward than that. It's just, I don't know. He's like a wild card in the show to the books.
Just like he was in the books.
I know.
just shows up and does stuff.
I do think, and we talked about this before season 2 aired. We didn't know what was going to be, but like we talked about the fact that like if they were going to end Ishamael in this season, they had to make him more prominent than he is in the books because you don't have as much time to know him. And I think Padden Fane suffered for that, right? You just made Ishamael a more prominent character. You gave Padden Fane less to do. I think that you can start to ramp him up to be more of what he is in the books. I don't know if they want to make him full like sniveling weird crazy though. You can just have him be this dark friend that doesn't follow the rules for whatever reason. You know, is he going to want the dagger back? Like what are his motivations? Right?
I don't know. He gave it up pretty easy. Like,
Well, I don't think he expected him to create a spear.
Well, he expected him to take
Matt
it.
Gruber.
Oh, he thought he was going to take. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I think he probably thought he would get it back eventually, right? Like
Takes the dagger, like what's
I don't
that?
know.
Anything's gonna happen. He takes the dagger, and then like then what? Does Padden Fane just take it back from him? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
Maybe
what
he
his goal was.
Maybe
There was a
thought-
lot of like confusing stuff happening, and like
Yeah.
plans were like I didn't really
Yeah.
get a lot of them.
I didn't get a lot of them either. I think maybe he was under the assumption that like Ishamael was going to kill Matt at some point soon, so he would just get the dagger back. I don't know.
He doesn't seem to be affected by the dagger in the same way that Matt is, though. Well, Matt was.
his character's so far removed from what it is in the books right now, and in the way he acts, that I don't think I can predict what he's going to do or how they're going to use him at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
I don't know
I
either.
kind of like the idea of him just showing up every season in episode 8 and doing something random, like or just like sort of being in the background,
Causing some
Whistling.
chaos.
yeah. Like maybe he shows up in a couple episodes whistling, but then in episode 8, like that's when he does his thing.
I don't know. I mean,
do we really believe Matt's going to keep the dagger? I mean,
I have no
Wouldn't
idea.
Matt
I have no
ditch
idea.
the dagger at
No
some
idea.
point?
Throw
I
a
know,
blanket
that's what
over it.
I think we're getting the healing
so
scene in
well.
season 3. I think he'll go back to the tower with the girls at first. We'll get the healing scene. I think that'll happen. I'm almost sure it will.
You don't think he's healed already?
No, he wasn't in the books after
No, I know, but I don't
go.
think he's acting like
He refused to touch
I
it
mean-
though. Like he
Yeah, but-
wrapped it up and like was all careful with it and stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
I
so
think everybody
confused.
is like that.
That.
Oh wait, he goes back to the. You think he's going to go back to the tower, and that's how we're going to get the Matt Gawain scene and go out?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have to get that.
He returns.
If we don't get
to the
that on
tower
Riot,
after
that's just the
Palmer.
way it is.
Well, remember how Rafe mentioned, I think it was in his like Reddit AMA a while back when he said that someone asked him about the quarterstaff scene, and he said something along the lines of they're working to do that in a believable way.
Yes.
I asked him the question on X or Twitter or whatever it was, and he said that they're bringing it back into the show in a believable way.
Right. So I feel like
Yeah.
part of that believable
works.
way is setting up Matt like with any kind of prowess with a quarterstaff beforehand. So it didn't seem so. Yeah, I get it, luck and whatever, but like that's just not.
He blew the horn. He can do magic
Right.
shit
So
now.
that,
Yeah,
I
did
feel
you
like
see him
will-
twirl
will
that
lend
thing?
itself
Yeah.
to why he could beat. So I do think that will happen in season 3. I just
That's my favorite part, other than Landfear of season 2 finale, was Matt with the quarterstaff and the heroes. Like that to me is like it actually turned out. It was so weird with all of the discussion of whether or not he should blow the horn. In the end, I was telling people today, I was like, I know I was a little bit against kind of like upping all the magical kind of like overpowered nature, but when he blew the horn and everything, I was like, this is really good. And I almost wish they had gone further and given us a little bit like more superpowered heroes or so. Yeah, I love that they gave us that and that we got Matt doing that. So yeah, I'm open to him going back to the tower. I'm game for that.
Yeah, I don't know what happens with the dagger though. I guess is the question, right? Like that's not his Ascendere.
Where did the horn go?
He's not gonna. I don't.
The
To be honest, I
heroes
don't
took
care.
it.
It doesn't matter because the horn doesn't make an appearance again until the horn doesn't make
It's
an
under
appearance
someone
again
else's chair.
They
until-
took it back
It's
to Teleron Riyadh.
back in the throne.
I mean, what did Jordan do with it?
Has a
It doesn't go.
portal.
It goes.
To a random chair.
Yeah, it goes to the White Tower and stays there until the last buck. It doesn't matter where the horn is at this point. I want to know
Fine, whatever.
if Matt's going to be walking around with the dagger attached to a bedpost for the rest
No.
of the series.
So
No, come on.
so I just want to
Are you sure?
Do you
I don't
think-
know. I'm
take
put it past him.
taking
Well, killed Rand with it, so he's not gonna want to touch it.
taking away our knowledge of the books and just looking at it as like this was a television show that you were watching. End of season 2, Matt makes a magical spear.
Yeah, he conquers the dagger.
Wait, no, just let
Yeah.
me finish.
Go ahead.
The end of season 2, Matt makes a magical spear that he then uses in combat very successfully and then somewhat unsuccessfully. So what we're suggesting is he then loses that magical spear and then gets a different, exactly the same magical spear in
I
the
don't
third season.
believe that.
I hope so.
I don't
Better
think
imagine.
they're gonna do that. I think that's
don't-
the Ashandari. That's it.
Oh, I hope
No,
not.
I don't think
Oh.
I don't think they chuck. No, I don't think they chuck the spear and give Rand his unhealable wound, and Matt's just like, "That's right, that was my spear. I call it." He names it and he
know,
walks
but
around
I
with
feel
it.
like it's-
No, there's no way that Matt walks away with. No, this is definitely like a dangerous thing that Matt recognizes that now has permanent damage, and the idea that they want to take it back to the White Tower to kind of make sure no one else has it.
Mhm.
I think makes much more sense than turning this into the Ashandari thing. That just doesn't hold up as like this could be a valid way to turn this into an Ashandari. Like it's the freaking dagger that they showed is very, 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 very dangerous to his side just as much as to everybody else's side. So
I feel like this
I
just
like-
sets up the fact that he can use this type of weapon very well.
I just feel like it'll be really
Yeah.
weird. It's like, okay,
remembers,
I
so.
can't use this weapon anymore. It's like it's like I don't know. It feels like it's like Link in Legend of Zelda. He just goes into another cave and finds a different sword that does the same things and slightly better. Like I just feel like that's weird.
It's just the
Not
next,
from a
next
book
temple
point of view.
sword.
Like, we
that's it.
all understand that it makes sense. I'm just saying if you didn't read the books and you watch it, you go, oh, he gave it up. Oh, okay. He's gonna go here, and they're just gonna give him another one.
I mean, it's not like Rand ever
Obviously,
replaces his swords.
characters.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But those are just swords. Like swords are
I
common.
mean, I mean, Kalendor. I mean, again, you can like, they're one power rot too. I mean, the idea that a weapon is replaced with another weapon that is of similar type to me doesn't take away from.
All right.
the
All
story
right.
at all.
Yeah, what if he gives the dagger to the tower again, and then they're like, "Here, you can Here's a better spear for you.
Oh, you think the white tower.
We're taking away your weapon, so to thank you for bringing this back, here's another spear.
Now go whack these two shitty royals.
Yeah. Or he just takes one off like the rack in the practice room, kills them, and then walks away with it or something. I don't
They
know.
try to give him a quarterstaff, but he's like, no, can you like add a blade to that?
Yeah, he likes it now.
Can you attach
I need some twine and a butter knife.
I'll do it myself.
No. It's a signature weapon now. So they have like a Matt Cawthon signature dagger.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
he's a
bedpost.
hero of the horn, and like he's famous now. So everybody starts making a Chandrai and like selling them on the street.
Oh, that's what it is.
It becomes like the new.
So hot right now.
Oh wait, I think I have that somewhere too. Oh, I can't find
I know it. He takes it and he stabs it into the stone of Tyr, and he doesn't come back and get it until much later in the story when he needs it. That's I think that's a brilliant. That's plot.
That's how it is.
I think yeah.
It's gonna be
And
there.
I'll never forget as a reader, like reading The Shadow Rising and being like, "What the hell happened with the calendar? Like, what? It was hanging up there, and now it's still there."
He's really gonna leave it? Like it's not like okay.
Like, this is a real thing that's happening, and then like you read, and then it's like 4 books later, you're like, it is still there.
It's still there.
Well, that's exactly why I don't think they're going to do Calendar on the show until later. I mean, assuming they keep it, there's no reason to have it early, like it, unless they're going to make him do a bunch more stuff with it early on.
Yeah,
my favorite thing is when fans are like, "No, he needs Calendar." I'm like, "No, he doesn't, because Rand never needed it." As in, at book 3, he didn't need it.
No, he didn't need it. He doesn't need it till the very end. I mean, I like they introduce it and you think like, oh, this is a huge powerful weapon. Why isn't he taking it with him? But you learn there's a flaw with it and it's dangerous to use. So that's why he doesn't.
But you don't learn that till way later.
No, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He knows that there's no buffer on it right away, right? Isn't that something that's identified?
Yeah, but that's not why he leaves it there. He doesn't leave it because it's dangerous. He leaves it so that
as a symbol for the
Dwarfing people told him to.
So that the messenger, who follows after,
the one who follows after can get it. Yeah, but I mean, there's a flaw with it, right? And then it's like we can't get it back until we figure out what the flaw is. But you're going to need it at the last battle. So I don't mind that they do that. I mean, it doesn't matter as long as they introduce Calendar at some point. They don't have to do it now. I agree with that.
I think you just leave it out completely and it'd be fine.
Oh man, John, stop it.
He'll be okay. He'll be all right. He'll be fine.
No, it should just be a lightsaber. He should just like find an actual lightsaber somewhere, and they should have the noises and everything.
Yeah, let's just do
already
it.
has the Jedi.
Exactly.
have the noises.
Yeah, he already looked like Anakin. You're right.
Yeah, we could get Rand killing children and talking about how
We need Obi-Wan. Just do a quick cameo.
Okay, I have to. This came up for season 3. Do any of you believe that we're going to finally get Lan training Rand in the use of the sword?
Yes.
Or do you think they've just kind of shown us with season 2 we're not going to do that?
I think we are. If we're going to get a time jump too at the beginning of the season, why not? Like, if they don't say that they were training or somehow explain that was happening, then I just want to punch the people who make the show in the face because they literally don't have to do anything.
Imagine Lan. But take the Lan sequence in Faldara, which admittedly is a cool sequence that we liked in the books, but it's in a place where someone training with a sword would be pretty normal and natural. Mm-hmm. And move it to the Aiel Waste, where Lan is training the Kara Karn in the use of the sword in front of the Aiel. I think I think it'd be an interesting. So yeah, I think in my actually moving that whole sequence in and having Moraine, Lan, and Rand in the Aiel Waste and having that sequence there, I think what turning out like if that's what they're planning for season 3, I'm in.
I mean that's
I hope they
canon,
do.
Right? That's book canon. He is training Rand, right, while they're on their way to the Waste, and then he also starts training in like the Aiel way of fighting, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I mean, doing it but settling in as that's where we finally get the beginning of this, not this ongoing training works for me.
I hope so because it was one of my favorite relationships in the early books was Lan and the boys. I really liked the way he was especially with Rand, like when he trained him and we got a little bit of it in season 2, like a smidge, like a little bit of a hint of a smidge, but it wasn't near enough. I hope we get more.
I do too, John. I really love the relationship between Lan and Rand. I've talked about this.
I think
many
it
times
seems
on
like
the
they were
show.
setting it up, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they
that
like
little Tyrion sequence.
I feel like Lan is the only one who understands Rand. Almost like he's in a similar scenario, not obviously as intense and epic as Rand's, but he's in a similar situation as Rand, or at least he thinks he is. And I think he's like one of the few people who kind of gets Rand and what he's going through. So I hope they do the relationship because I really like that relationship. So,
well, yeah, I think Matt's right. I think they started doing that in Carrion. Like, I love Len's like, it's like what you're doing is selfish. You're not here to protect only a couple of people. Like, your job is to protect everyone.
Yeah.
And like, you need to do that. And then he gives him all of his toxic male advice about,
stop it. That's not toxic. It's
Or
not toxic to
No,
face stuff
do
on
you
your
think?
feet.
Do you think the void? Do you think we actually learned about the void then from in season 3? It kind of comes in because it connects with channeling, right? So that we actually get sword training, void, and channeling as kind of some training devices, if you will, to get Rand kind of up to snuff from a channeling perspective.
It could help with him learning how to control channeling. I mean, did Logain? I remember Logain kind of gave some hints maybe this past season about the void or like getting into that state of mind. But I don't know. Yeah, they could. I think that would be a great way.
I kept saying like you have to take it, like you're surrendering. Stop doing that. You have to just take it. I don't know if you said about the.
Yeah, that's true. He did say take it.
I do like that they
episodes like when Rand was doing archery in season 1. Didn't they say something about the void, or I don't know, or it was implied or something?
Maybe they did. I can't remember.
It seemed implied. I don't remember if they said anything though.
Yeah.
It was definitely. I feel like it was implied. Like that's what he was doing when he was, and that he was trying to do that. He was trying to get the oneness as he's like working through all that stuff. I do like that Logain, and I don't know if it was I don't know if what happens at the end of season 1 is purposeful or not, but I like that they made it seem like it was, that Logain's like, whoever told you that surrendering to the one power is the right way to do things, which is what, Ishi tells him at the end of season 1, like, lied to you. That's not how you do it. You have to take it. Right. And so like, he's just been channeling wrong this whole time.
Yeah.
I do like
but I like that. This whole idea of Lan figuring out Lan figured out the issue with Moraine, right? And the idea that Rand might be like, why am I learning how to fight with a sword, right? And him counter kind of programming that idea that where Leandrin was pushing back with 90 of like, don't learn how to do this. You can just use the one power. I can see Lan pushing back and saying, no, you need to learn to control this. Yes, you need to take it, but then you need to control it when you have it. And to do that, you're learning the sword. That Lan's kind of saying like, no, I can teach you what I know, which will help you be able to control the one power. I hope
so. Yeah, right. I think that's a good way.
They set it up.
Yeah,
they set it up.
He was shielded for a lot of that battle, so maybe as a backup.
Yeah. I mean,
and bringing that up,
Well, Rand, every time Rand gets shielded, he crawls in the ball on the ground. So I don't know if that's
only in the second season that people had to.
Well, it's just Rand. Rand's the only one who does it, I think. So maybe he's just surprised. I don't know.
They're setting that up, right? They're setting that. Look. We all know that that's the box setup, right? Come on. Right. We all know that, like they're setting this whole thing up to eventually get him in the box to, like, where that will never happen to him again. Like, that's what's happening. So,
my next group of people here are all connected, or at least we think they're all connected somehow. Bye, Grace.
Hey.
All right, we've got
my phone's going to die here shortly. So when it dies, I will just be I'll disappear. I'll disappear
into
the screen
ether
when it dies.
You can go sit.
You wake from the dream
and sit next to Sarah. So we've got Baron.
No excuses.
Tomas. We've got Maxim. We've got Alana. And we've got this other actor, Anthony K, listed here as being in season 3. We don't see Emmanuel Amani. Is he replacing Ivan or Ivan as I'm sorry, is he replacing Ivan in season 3, Anthony K?
I mean,
am I
it's
just
you said we don't-
officially
When you say we
confirmed.
don't see him, is it?
I didn't see any indication that Emmanuel Amani was filming. I didn't see any pictures with him and Priyanka or Taylor Napier. Even at the rap party, you would think he would have been there. She was always posting pictures with her and Taylor and Emmanuel. None. And then we have this mysterious guy who kind of is handsome and bald, like Emmanuel Amani, that could possibly be replacing him.
Maybe.
Question mark.
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's a somewhat safe assumption or guess. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's impossible to know for sure, but like,
Have we seen this other actor with Priyanka?
I haven't seen anything
no.
with her. I'm just totally
And
speculating.
Priyanka has been the one that screwed up multiple times in social media. So
I don't know if she's screwing
She
up
could be being
or
careful.
doing that intentionally.
Yeah.
I do
maybe
feel
maybe
like-
it's intentional.
I do
Maybe.
She's probably
I do feel
convincing
like some of
Rafe
them
to
are
do
like-
this. Rafe, wouldn't it be great if I did this? And he's like, oh, I don't think we should. And she's like, no, Rafe, look,
I
trust
did
me,
it
we'll
already.
do this.
I did that
Up for a
yesterday.
half an hour, Rafe. Yeah.
She's like,
Right.
she's like, I'm gonna press the button right now, Rafe. Trust me, it'll be great. So what I wanted to ask though about this is, right, this is the group that goes back to the two, right, that goes to the two rivers, right? These are the five, the two Aes Sedai and their warders. I would guess that we're going to get them in the two rivers somehow. I'm not sure how. Actually, no, right? Because we left them in Kyrian, right? They were all in Kyrian when we left them, so it would make sense. They're all together. They could go to the two rivers for the same reason that they did in the books.
But why
or something.
why would they go to Two Rivers?
To hunt, to search for
after-
girls who can channel, just like they say in the books.
But why? Like, because we left them in Kyrian, and if we're thinking there's a coup, yeah, I would imagine that rationale is going to change, right? Like that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a pretty
they're
simple-
activated. They're fully on board in the we're Team Dragon, right? They're not going to be like, you know what, we're Team Dragon, but we're just going to go on a recruiting run. Like,
But and they're also Black Asha focused,
mhm.
right? Like they were pointing out, he's like, I don't like what, like, he was. It seems like they were like talking about, because Maxim was like, I wonder what Leandrin's been up to, and he was kind of tracking Joya as she was going across, and you get, I don't know, and he actually doesn't he say something about Varen too? Anyway,
Yeah, they
Ivan
go
says
after
he
Tomas.
he
Yeah.
trusts. Yeah, he wants to follow Tomas.
yeah.
right.
So I mean, maybe they follow Varen and Tomas to the Two Rivers. Anyways, I'm just
Yeah, I
trying
don't
to,
know,
like,
because at the
figure out,
end they are like the group that's helping Moraine, so maybe they don't want to like go back to the tower right away in case Swan's. I mean, who even knows who finds Swan like on the ground? Like, what even happened to her? So
Yeah.
maybe they're not
Oh, man,
like
yeah.
anxious to get back there right now. And
Yeah. I mean, they could,
Yeah.
there's many reasons they could have them go back
Yeah.
there, and I think a lot of them would work. I'm sure. I'm interested to find out if one of these warders are gonna die like they do in the books, and then Alana loses a warder.
Hmm.
And then if
They've certainly been setting up the warder bond stuff has been such a
Mhm.
highlight of the last two
Mhm.
seasons.
Mhm.
Now that Lan and Moraine, this kind of seems like that's done. It wouldn't shock me if they went down that road.
Which-
It
But
would also be
I would
a
like-
really good setup for her bonding Rand. Like she's lost one and she's like
Mhm.
out of her mind.
I would like
one
to see them
warder
not
would
do
never
this.
do.
But I've actually liked their portrayal. They've actually been an interesting, the Ivan and Maxim and Alana have been really interesting. And so going down this road of like following the books, I would actually say don't. They've made
Yeah.
a decision already, but I would have said don't. Let's kind of continue building out this relationship. It's been interesting. So
Yeah. I mean, we've already got a conversation each season about her bonding another person potentially. First it
Yeah.
was Steppen, then it was Lan. So losing, I don't know. If one of them does die, right, in the books, it's Owain, right,
Maxim,
who's
The
Maxim now.
non-Elon one.
Yeah. So if one of them does die, which one do you think they're gonna kill? Maybe that's a poll.
Nepotism.
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
say
on Team
Ivan at
Nepo
this
all the
point,
way.
especially since he's like a new guy. You know, like
Potentially.
it's not like they have a if this is him, it's not like they have a connection to. Not that they didn't bond over the year that they were filming, but I don't know. I also kind of hope that if they're looking for channelers, that Matt's sisters get to go to the tower because he kind of completely forgot about their existence in season 2, and it's bothering me because so much of his season 1 plot was trying to get back to them and worrying
Doesn't
about
he bring
them.
them up? Doesn't he bring them up in
Season
season
2, does he?
I thought he does to Min.
I don't know.
Doesn't he?
Like he gets out of the tower and then it's like, where are we going? Like, are you
Oh
gonna
man.
go home? Like you really wanted to help your sisters? Remember? Like, why did he
Or
go?
maybe he brings it up to. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. He
Can't remember.
maybe he brings it up, but like it wasn't like his first. I like thought when he got out of the tower was like, I'm gonna go home.
He's
So that kinda
probably
bothered
too
me.
ashamed to go home, I think. Right? Because he's not
I
really
mean,
feeling
he
good
like
about
avoids
himself.
Egwene because he's just like ashamed and
I guess, yeah, but
Because if he goes back, people are gonna ask
where's everybody?
questions,
I know.
and he's gonna have to answer them and either tell the truth and feel bad about himself, or lie and feel bad about himself.
Well, then I hope that if Perrin goes to the Two Rivers and they have a conversation, maybe he could say like, "I'll look out for your sisters," or like just bring it up again.
Yeah.
It would be nice
Something,
to
yeah.
hear
I like
it,
that idea.
like a closure
I like
on that.
Yeah, I'll check in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Can I just say, Joe, I love the way that the screen is set up right now because it looks like John, Matt, and
Yeah.
Sarah are in the show.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's like a pyramid.
I need to put names under them.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. Going on to the next one. We've got 2 unidentified actors playing in season 3, DM Camille and Nuno Lopez.
Asmodean.
Yeah, hearing Asmodean just because he's a DJ.
I
Wouldn't that
also
be
like
sweet?
him for Asmodean.
Wouldn't that be
He's hot.
sweet? If,
Okay, we need more hot villains. No.
Wouldn't it be sweet if Asmodean
Do we?
just
Everybody on the
turned-
show is hot.
pulled out a turntable and started
No, we don't have enough.
scratching records?
Age of Legends music.
Oh my god. Yeah, like I have a flashback to like a party and you just see Asmodean in the back with like
Scratching
He's got the big
records.
mouse head on.
oh, it's like the
now I
Christmas
want
party
this
at the tower.
It 100% has tortured musician vibes, though. I mean,
I want this scene now. We need an episode 8 rave in Age of Legends.
No, no, if they did something with Asmodean Age of Legends, they should put him in like a rock concert during the breaking of some sort and have him like he has a guitar and somehow they get like some Terangreal guitar that like kills the entire audience or something.
He amplifies the sound waves.
Blows
like-
his head up.
They all
Is he
die.
like the guy in Mad Max where his like fire shoots out of his guitar?
Oh. On the front of the
I
vehicle.
want this now.
We-
Oh man, we haven't, and this is the wrong place for this question, but that
Ask away.
whole cold open for episode 8 in season 2. I have questions. Like I'm trying to understand what they're doing with Luce Theron, in that whole, But anyways, that's not for today. It's something that makes me wonder.
make a note.
As in these cold opens that they're doing when they go back to the Age of Legends, like we talked about the cold open in season 1 and how they kind of changed some things up.
Mhm.
And then the way they did it with season 2 is like season 3 when they go back to the Age of Legends, like what story are they telling about Luce Theron? Like where are they going with this? Is kind of just as we were talking about Asmodean back then. Made me ask that question.
I think we might get some madness potentially. We might get after the post breaking or like during the breaking because we're going to start probably seeing Rand go mad and the voice is probably going to come pretty soon. Maybe by the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised.
Isn't he already hearing voices? Like a little bit?
He is. He's hearing
A little bit.
Tiny little whispers, yeah.
We heard that whisper in episode 2, I think it was, right in the beginning.
Yeah, but is that the madness or is that people messing with him?
Yeah, is that Lanfear? I don't know.
Oh, we might be losing.
He's still there.
My back.
All right, shook another 1% out of the battery. I would like, and I don't know if they're going to do this, But I would really like if Lews Theron's scenes in the Age of Legends proceed chronologically, so that he ends up creating Dragonmount in line with whatever they do Veins of Gold. And like that would be an end of again, that would be a cold open for the episode where Rand goes there.
But wait, so then they're gonna do the cold open they did in this season where he locks the Shamael away, and then in like 3 years they'll do the cold open and the Shamael's out again to do like the prologue. I don't know, like that.
I know that's the weird thing.
It's weird.
They don't necessarily have to do the prologue. They can just do the, oh my god, I've murdered my family and I realize what happened. I'm gonna go kill myself by creating a volcano. They could, I mean, whatever. If they can get far as back, do it. But like, I think I just, if they're going to do, hey, I'm gonna go do this, and the next time you see him, he's like, I'm in the middle of doing this. I think if you see him going mad as it progresses, yeah, I don't know. But I also feel like those things are supposed to like reflect thematically what's happening in the season.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm thinking we might get some madness, because I could potentially see we get a little bit of madness at the end of the season. But I mean, Rand is, what does Rand do, right? Rand is the Khan. This has nothing to do with Lews Theron at the end of the season at all.
Well, you have Asmodean and Lanfear. It could be like a.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Columns. They could somehow weave it into the columns episode.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I like that.
Anyone thoughts on who DM Camille could be playing in season 3? Aes Sedai.
Didn't they talk about? Didn't they talk about the Sea Folk also?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she could be Sea Folk. Zariz, Din, Tara, Toga, Mogawaga. Right.
I thought you were really going for it there.
I don't remember it.
It's like Zareen been. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, to me, she looks like an Aes Sedai. Like she just has that like Aes Sedai face. But I mean, again, that means basically nothing with my casting prediction success so far.
She could be a
Desmond Embry.
Tavern maid. Desmond Embry, could be another Black Aja. Could be another Black Aja. We've already got a couple. We got some new ones coming in here.
I swear, do we have more Black Aja than other Aes Sedai casts?
I feel like I feel like most scenes have been outweighed Black Aja to the good. It feels like that.
I mean, like that scene when like Swan is standing with all the Aes Sedai.
Yeah,
half
like 3 Black Aja.
And there goes Matt.
Oh,
yeah, there goes Matt.
Our friend Brendan, who's done did the episodes with us, was convinced the entire time that like when Swan went to carry it, that all of them were Black Aja.
Yes, that's true. He was pretty close.
And in the scene where Alana's talking to Shariam in like episode 2 or 3 or whatever it is that the case? Is she the only one who's not Black Aja in that scene?
Well, there's others Aes Sedai
like
that don't
garden?
talk. Everybody that talks is Black Aja except Alana. But there's other people there. I don't know who
we don't know who they are. So,
like a random,
so if an Aes Sedai talks, they're Black Aja in the show.
Yes.
Unless they're
I think we can
Alana,
go with that
Rain,
right
or
now.
Swan, pretty much.
Oh, I want to close this
What
poll
about,
here. Hold on, Jen.
Okay,
Sorry,
go
I just
ahead.
want to close this
Okay.
poll. So we're talking about one of Alana's warders dying in season 3. Which one would it be? 58 said Yvonne, even though that goes against book canon. I guess everybody really loves Snack Water.
Snack.
That's what it is. Snack Water. Sorry, go ahead, Jen.
Is Yasika in season 3?
Didn't see her listed. What series?
Okay.
Sarah, you guys had Rachel Denning, though, Niobe appearing in season 3. So I would think you'd get Yasika, too.
I'm trying to remember, and I'm blanking right now if we know that or not. I don't remember. But yes, Rachel Denning, yes.
Yeah, so we might get a little bit of Brown Aja Detective, Encyclopedia Brown.
I wonder if Naomi is Black Aja in the show.
Well, she speaks, so probably.
Naomi is she's Masana. We just don't know it.
God, can you imagine?
Oh my Lord.
I can imagine anything.
Masana's on the show.
I don't know. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think Nynaeve is not going to have her battles with Moghedien. It's going to be with Leandrin, and Moghedien's kind of going to be skirting different Forsaken roles.
I mean, to be honest, they don't even need a Masana type character in the show hardly, because there's like, what, a quarter of the tower is Black Aja anyway. So
Yeah.
pretty much got things.
Any one of them could do that
chaotic
job.
there.
Yeah, and it doesn't come into play until much later in the series too. So, I mean, who is the person that she's pretending to be could just be an actual Black Aja.
Danelle, I think is her name.
Danelle,
right?
that's who it is. Yes,
Random.
thank
She
you.
is a brown. Maybe it's Naomi.
There we go. There we go. I like it. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about. We do have the first episode title for season 3. It's To Race the Shadow. And this is a chapter in The Dragon Reborn, chapter 47. It's the chapter where Matt returns from the royal palace in Camelin. He's just overheard Lord Gabriel and Komar plotting to kill Elaine. He goes back to the Queen's Blessing and talks to Tom and tells Tom about it and decides he's going to go to Tyr to go help Elaine and Nynaeve and Egwene as well. I don't think any of this is going to be part of the first episode of season 3.
I mean, the episode, the titles, like the chapters, don't really
Right.
correspond with a ton. So, I mean, like thematically, maybe kind of, but I don't know. I think we've kind of thrown that out the window. at this
Yeah.
point.
So what's the Race the Shadow then in episode 1 of season 3? What is this referring to?
They have to get to all their places before
Yeah.
the shadow gets there first.
This
I guess that's kind
Get
of
to
my
Tanchico. You gotta get to.
It's like, what's
Get
going to
to
be the
the
inciting
waste.
incident for season 3? Because, like, Rand just,
That's
like,
a rough one.
Samael, and, like,
yeah.
what's going to kind of kick off everything for
Are
everybody?
they going to sit in the mountains until Rand just goes mad and leaves on his own? Like,
I think we're going to get
I mean,
the
to be fair, that was not a great part of the Dragonborn either.
Oh,
No, it wasn't.
And he basically follows the same strategy. Although in the Dragon Reborn, he doesn't get to choose. And in the Shadow Rising, he's like, I'm going to stay here. All right, I'm going. And like he's the inciting incident, right?
He decides
He's the
it's his
inciting incident.
decision, right, to go to the
It's
waste.
his decision. I think that's what it's gonna be the same thing.
What's your next move?
I think the first episode is going to be Moraine like, you got to do something, you got to do something, you got to do something, and he's like, I got it. And then she's got her whole plans of like, you're gonna go here, you're gonna go to Iliad, whatever it is, and then he just hangs a left and goes to the waste and throws everybody off. But I also think, and I'm of the opinion, and I was wrong about a lot of stuff. I don't think any of the main characters are going back to the tower. I think that the girls are going to go after Leandrin, and it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the Race to Shadow, and I think Perrin's going to find out that that the White Cloaks are in the Two Rivers, and he's going to go there.
You know,
And I think it's just going to be, very similar to the beginning of the Shadow Rising, and they're just all going to find out a bunch of shit is happening, and they're going to go take care of it.
yeah, and I mean, what sets off the motion to go to Tanchico is they capture, right, the Black Aja and interrogate them, and then that's what leads them to go to Tanchico. I mean,
Yeah, there's like 2 stories.
there's no Black Aja that we know of, really, or other Aes Sedai in Falm. I mean, in Cairhien, there's Joya, right? So maybe she's revealed to be black, and they capture her. I don't know, Alana, Varen, or whoever else is there. Capture hers, but then I don't know how that translates into Elaine and Nynaeve going to Tanchico.
Go after Leandrin.
But how do they know that?
Yeah.
'Cause she's
I
in
don't know.
Tanchico.
Eyes and ears.
So Rafe said that you will find out what Leandrin was doing because she's not in episode 8. Like, I'm pretty much immediately.
Mhm.
So I do think like she's gonna be off and running right away. I don't think that's gonna wait. I think if Leandrin's gonna be the Leandrin in the book, she's gonna be doing that in episode 1 or before the season started.
So maybe
Like-
Leandrin goes back to the tower that because when Swan and all these people are not there, and that's when what was Joya Bayar in Cairhien?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the Black Aja go back to the tower in like episode 8, time, while Swan is like hurt and Leane is not there and like a lot of people are gone, ransack the tower and then leave. And somehow
That's just another nail in the coffin of Swan, bad Amyrlin.
Right. And then somehow Nynaeve and Elaine find out that that Leandrin has been seen in Tenchiko or something. I don't know.
Oh boy, it's
yeah,
it's interesting. It's not going to be anything that we're gonna probably have guessed here.
I just love how like every time at the end of every season we think, oh, we're gonna have so many answers, and like we do, but like there's still really a lot of murkiness about what the next season is going to hold. It's the same thing after season 1, and it's happening again with season 2. We're just like,
I think there has to be like, I don't think season 3 could just start. I feel like there has to be some explanation about like why, even though I thought that about season 2 as well.
Yeah.
And there wasn't. But I feel like time has to pass. If the White Cloaks are going to go to the Two Rivers, like they have to go back and regroup, and Dane has to get a party to get, like, it's going to take time to do that. And meet up and get Fane involved with them.
But the White Cloaks weren't like destroyed as like they were in the Great Hunt, right? Where the White Cloaks.
No, I know that, but they can't just like go straight from.
Yeah,
he just like, all right, I'm in charge now. We'll go to the Two Rivers, and like they go.
I think.
Pretty much you can just do that. I think.
I think Valda is totally into that too, because he gets to go to where Perrin's from and go fuck around with Perrin.
2 arms in slings like this next season. I just can't.
I want to point this out, right? So this episode, the first episode, To Race the Shadow, is written by Justine Jewell Gilmer, right? Who wrote in seasons 1 and 2. She wrote episodes 106 and 207, which I think could be argued that they are the least book based episodes in the entire series, perhaps.
Also, both very Aes Sedai heavy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe start off in the tower and it explains why Swan's in prison. Maybe they take her right from the Waygate. They said, you're in league with Moraine and we've seen Lanfear or whatnot. They take her back to the tower. They have a trial for her, or they don't have a trial. Well, whatever they do. And that's what incites everyone to go back towards the tower. Because Moraine can't, because she's exiled, right?
Yeah.
She can't go help Swan. Maybe that's what sends everybody back there.
Wow.
And it's like she shows back up and Elida like comes out of a crowd and is like, well, here's what happened while you were not here. Like all this shit went down and I'm in charge now.
I mean, I like the idea of her going back to the tower, though, like on her own, and then she shows up and they're just waiting for her, like to take her into custody. That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Especially if you get like
I really get like
beforehand.
I've been racking my brain trying to figure out how they're going to start season 3.
Yeah.
And I can't do it. I know where the pieces end up. I think everybody can pretty much guess what's going to happen for the overarching story, but like the inciting incident, like you guys are saying, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. We're not.
Will it just be time jump? Everybody's there.
But then there won't be the coup. If they take her, like, when does the coup when does like the fighting happen?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
When
I think she goes back.
Block 1, was it? Was it Sarah? Block 1?
It was early on, right?
So I've wondered how, like, if there's still how much they're holding to like the block structure. I mean, like, they have the blocks, but like how much are they potentially overlapping at some point? I mean, we know that like Morocco, for instance, they had, 2 directors from different blocks filming and stuff in Morocco, but yeah. I mean, I guess there's nothing saying that sort of the actual violent part of the coup has to happen at the same time as like Swan getting taken into captivity. I mean, one could happen first.
I don't know.
Like if Elida's already there or whatever, and there's people there that are like waiting to take her into custody, you would think that the coup would have already, like the fighting would have happened before.
If memory serves, the violence doesn't start until they try and get Swan out. Right? They don't. It's not like they fight and then they imprison her. They arrest her and then people try and break her out.
I think she gets out during the fighting. Yeah. I think the fighting's happening and then that's like how they get out, kind of.
Right. Like, but my point is like, it's not a violent coup immediately.
Right.
The
it's
violence
after she's
happens when
imprisoned.
when the rebels decide to say like, no, this is not right. You can't.
Yeah.
She's imprisoned unfairly.
Also, this is super random, but I just realized that we've never seen Swan have a warder in the show.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's true.
I thought we did for a
That
second,
is true.
but it was just a regular tower guard.
Ulrich.
She can't have one now, and like they were. Oh, she's had him the whole time. Like that would be
Yeah.
He's
weird if we never.
been wearing his border cloak, okay?
Yeah.
Right. He's the only one who has one.
Especially since they've kind of made they spent so much time with the warder bond and how like the emotional attachment. Like if they start having everybody lose warders or they die and like things like that, it probably cheapens it for them.
I don't think, like, my personal opinion is that Swan doesn't make it out of the coup. I don't think she's going to continue on. I think this might be her last season, because they've already talked about difficulties marrying up Sophie's schedule with the show, because she works a lot, right? So
yeah.
I think maybe
that for a while too.
I wouldn't be surprised if she dies in the coup. Maybe Jennifer Chiang Garcia stays on.
Well, there's nothing that Liana can't do that Swan does later on in the series. I mean, she can basically take over both their roles, I think.
100% agree. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. So before we wrap it up here, I want to get everyone's predictions for when season 3 is going to come out. Nobody's holding you to this.
2024 sometime could be.
No, you got to give us a quarter of 2024.
Okay. Fourth quarter 2024.
I'm
Fourth
gonna
quarter
say
2024.
Second quarter 2025.
That's so far away.
I know, but it's not third quarter 2025. Like early second quarter.
Yeah, I'm saying
When
first.
season 1 would come out in 2020. That was fun.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm gonna say first quarter 2025.
Labor Day weekend doesn't work for me, so they can't do that again.
Best case first quarter 2025, worst case third quarter 2025. I don't think there's a chance we're getting it next year.
Third quarter 2025.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
when is Lord of the Rings coming out? Third quarter 2024.
Yeah,
They've
Okay,
finished.
so-
filming
they announced
that
the
a while
release date
ago.
of the next season a while ago now.
Okay.
Like it's been
Like September
months.
or something.
That's that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, the poll is up. We'll leave it running there for a little bit while we wrap up here. It'll be interesting here. Well, we got consecutive guesses here. So we're anywhere from Q4 2024 to Q4 2025. Nobody has it any sooner than that. I mean, if they're filming for another few months,
They're not going to be done. The best they could possibly do, if it's like super rush, is the end of next year, right?
Like the very end.
Well, I mean, they could start.
Like
January
1st.
They could start post-production on the stuff they filmed already, right? Like the other
Yeah, of course.
storylines. But I don't know how they I'm sure they're going to be editing them into the same episodes that they're filmed. Right? This has got to be concurrent, filming in the sense like these scenes that they're going to be filming in South Africa are likely happening concurrently to the stuff they've already filmed when they edit it all into the show.
Right.
People are really
I don't know what their post-production schedule looks like this time at all. I know for season 2 it was gross, but
The big VFX backlog. I don't know if that's still going on or not, but
I don't know either.
yeah.
People are pretty optimistic in chat, though.
Gotta have hope.
Put it out into the world.
Heavy Q.
There is no hope
I'm
here.
the pessimistic one, so I'm just gonna be the naive optimist this time.
I mean, if they think I think that's impossible, right? If they think we're getting the next season within 12 months or anywhere near 12 months of when the second season came out, I don't think
they won't put it anywhere near Lord of the Rings either. They won't, because Lord of the Rings, regardless of how not well it performed okay, I guess, but not as well as they thought it would. They're gonna push the shit out of it again, and they won't put Wheel of Time near it, I don't think.
But
I have the horrible feeling that it's going to be Q3 2025. It's going to come out around the same
that doesn't
time.
work for
A full
me.
2
Come
years.
on.
Why doesn't it work for you?
I really hope they
That's gonna
don't
be the
wait
same
2 years,
friggin'
man.
weekend again.
That's a death knell. That's a death knell.
What?
Like you're
Oh,
just
2 years?
not.
It's gonna take 2 years to edit the season.
No, it's
I'm
not that. They're gonna. I think like it's not just editing. It's spacing it out. It's giving enough time
Fucking show on
for
TV.
the shows to
who cares?
breathe. They don't want to kind of program them,
We'll
Way
put
too
it in
much
like
time.
December of 2024.
which is weird because they put their superhero stuff out at the same time. But whatever.
Yeah. I like Q2
Just-
of 2025, like early Q2, maybe like a spring.
I'm
like,
good with that.
release.
That would be nice, but
Yeah, 18 months is not terrible, really. But that's like,
it's average right now for bigger shows.
Not great, not terrible.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like, I can deal with that.
I would deal with 18 months. I would deal with that. Okay. If they any longer than that, I think it's a bad mistake.
I would love less special effects, like cut down on the CG and all the other crap. Just get rid of it and
Get rid of-
triple the number of episodes like we had back in the heyday of TV when we had Lost and things
Yeah.
like that with 24,
24
26 episodes a
episodes.
season.
Yeah.
Because these aren't seasons, they're miniseries. I mean, that's the way I look at them anyway. They're not, it's not a
Yeah.
season of a TV show
Right.
because a season was a whole season. That's why it was called a season.
Well, that was like network TV though. You're not gonna like
Yeah.
half hour, 22 episodes, half hour.
Yeah.
I take that though.
I'd take 13.
Maybe more
or
time
12.
overall.
I'd take 12 episodes. Give me 12 episodes.
12 hour and a half long episodes. I'm good.
Dream
What-
on.
Yes.
When do we find out if season 4 is greenlit? After they're done filming season 3?
The last I heard, which was 2 weeks ago, they didn't know yet.
I'm
So
when do they need to when are you going to start getting worried? I guess that's the question. I would say when season 3 is done filming, if they haven't announced season 4 yet, within like
I wouldn't
like 2 weeks of
start
that,
to worry
I would get worried.
until I see those actors doing other things.
But you have to think about timing, right? They have to start filming the next season like a month after they finish filming this one, because otherwise then we're gonna have a 2.5 year gap in between seasons.
it was what, a 2 month break between season 1 and season 2? 2.5 month break, something like that.
Something like that.
After the reshoots were done.
Was it even that long?
I think reshoots
Yeah.
were done May, June, and they started filming again in September, late August.
No, I mean some of that was an outlier too because of how COVID messed up the scheduling and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
hard to like
Yeah.
extrapolate too much because everything's
But-
just so wonky with that. But
Rafe's also doing God of War,
Yeah.
and he's not dropping Wheel of Time. So
But that's a lot of showrunners do multiple shows, so
They
that might be
do,
a good
but-
thing. That might be a good thing, John, that he's not going to
Maybe.
be
Maybe. I don't know.
Time.
I'm not saying that that it means the Wheel of Time will get less attention. I'm saying that they may try to fit them in and around each other for the schedules.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
So he can work on
Because they're both for Amazon, so
They're both Sony, right? When do you start getting worried, Sarah?
I don't know because I mean I don't know what's normal, but do they always announce a green light like right when it happens?
I
Something
don't-
like with season 2, like they had been doing stuff for years on season 2 before we got the official
Yeah.
green light announcement. So like they may save that announcement for a more strategic time, marketing wise, and just be doing it without us knowing.
Okay, so you think they could start
we
working
know.
on season?
like,
But
without
you know
being
about Sarah,
told.
but like the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Us normies.
I would not be surprised if they are if at that point if they are waiting until people who are on the show can promote something for the show to announce that season 4 is coming out.
Yeah.
That's
that
also
might be.
I guess if they're doing stuff for season 4 without us knowing and without announcing it's greenlit, I'm okay with that. But I'd start getting worried because I mean, if you start, Sarah and John, both of you, if you start putting out stuff that there's like, scouting locations going on and things happening that seem like there's an indication that they're working on season 4, but we don't hear anything, I'd be fine about that. But if it's silent, there's radio silence for a couple of weeks.
If we don't see any indication of filming, and or there's no official announcement by May of next year, I'd be worried.
No. And that depends on, I think, when they also finish filming season 3. Like, we assume they'll be done by then, hopefully. So, all right.
But I mean, they were scouting locations for season 2 long before, so.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's right. They have a lot of locations already, so it's just like, what new locations do we have to go scout for? And I don't even know. We don't even know that.
They have to write season 4 first.
Yeah.
Before they know the location.
Well, no, they don't. They don't
but
need to write.
they've already.
They don't.
No.
Rafe knows what's going to happen in season 4. Like, he has a general idea of where they're going to go.
I
so
guess,
they could start scouting locations without having the season written, I think.
Yeah, I think that's how they've done in the past. So I'm going to ask this question. Just, they're out there in South Africa. They're scouting. They're planning stuff.
Just before you ask that question, I'm closing the poll. When will season 3 be released? 43% said Q4 2024. Good luck with that. Go ahead, Tom.
Are you guys confident that isn't early prep for season 4?
South Africa?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, but the fact that there's pretty much no break between filming that's going to take place there and the filming that just happened for season 3, I would be shocked if it was not season 3.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Because like they're not just going there to scout locations, like they're going to be filming there.
You're right. There's production staff going. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right.
Well, that makes sense then. All right. I think we can wrap it up here. This was a great conversation. I want to thank our guest tonight, Matt. Thank you for coming. If you're out there, we appreciate you being here.
Later.
Tell them. That's right. You can go down the stairs and say thanks. You can find Matt on the Dusty Wheel every Wednesday and sometimes Sundays and sometimes more days than that. We'll put links to the Dusty Wheel in the show notes. John, you have anything coming up? Any videos maybe that you can give us a little sneak peek of or sneak?
I'll have quite a few videos coming out the next week. I think far more than I normally do, just catching up on news and whatnot. But I do have another leak video that I want to put out. I'm going to try to put out this week, late this week, early this weekend, and it's about the storylines for Chen Chichko and who's going to be on set and where the pieces are for that particular storyline. But yeah, that'll be end of the week ish.
Ooh, keep an eye out for that one. Oh, I'm excited about that. And Sarah, is there is Watt Series working on any new articles that are going to be coming out soon? Maybe.
Yeah, we have a few things in the works. Nothing, like. Not gonna be like we have a leak dropping, but we've got some stuff in the pipeline.
All right. Keep an eye out for Watt Series articles. I will put links in the show notes to What Up and Watt Series and the Dusty Wheel as well, so you can go there when I redo the show notes because we had to redo this stream. But I'll get all that together. Let's see. I want to remind everyone to follow us on social media. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Join us over in Discord to continue the conversation there. I was going to say we also post our episodes on YouTube, but we are on YouTube. But we also post our podcast episodes, our normal podcast episodes on YouTube. So be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you are watching us now. Rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts, and check out our merchandise and Patreon pages to support us that way. Links to all the aforementioned information will be included in the notes down below. Any last thoughts, words? Tom, Jen, Sarah, John? No. Okay, that's great.
You please slow down. You creep me out. Creep me out of my train of thought.
Sorry, John.
I can't just think of things on the spot. Gosh.
Oh, well, you could say goodbye or, I had a great time.
Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Sarah, can you tell me what
my thoughts about the show or something?
Are they like piranha plants behind you on the wall? What is that? That's my question. I've been wondering the whole time.
They look like hoof prints. I thought they were hoof prints, like cow prints.
They almost remind me of like leopard spots. I don't know. It's just like some design.
Sarah, where are you? Why don't you tell our viewers where you are right now?
Oh, I'm currently in Charleston, South Carolina, with some other nerds at an Airbnb that we have dubbed the Black Aja Mansion.
Ooh, cool.
And
Lady-
there are nine bees painted on the ceiling in the kitchen.
Whoa.
Oh, be
And there's
careful.
even a golden bee little on the coffee table.
Oh
And
my
how many
God.
of you are
That's
there?
neat.
Is there 13 of you there?
I think there's more.
I don't know if there's 13 this year. There were last year, which is why we called it the Black Russian. Yeah. So
All right.
Right.
good time in Charleston.
Thank you both for joining us. It was great having you here. I know we said this is a filming wrap party, but it clearly is not because there's still a lot more filming to go. But we figured, any excuse to party, let's party.
We'll just have a round 2 after South Africa.
Yeah.
We'll do a round
This
2.
was fun. We'll do it again.
We'll definitely do this again. Thanks everyone for watching and listening, and you'll see us and hear us next time.